Legendary rares in Gundam TCG are declining. Some alternate arts are dipping way lower than anyone expected. So if you click this video, you already know how big that is. I've been tracking these drops since restocks hit. And here's the thing, alternate arts usually rebound harder. I've seen this exact pattern in other TCGs. Supply floods the market, prices tank, and then collectors and competitive players drive them all the way back up. Right now, there are a few legendary rares that you can snag under $5. And there are a couple of legendary rare alternate arts that I think might be worth snatching up if you have an extra buck or two. But here's the thing, remember that $5 isn't just a number, it's the floor where casual players will snap up playsets without even thinking. And that is usually my default reaction. When I see legendary rares in most games that are under $5, I usually snag them to get my playset. When a legendary rare dips under that line, you're looking at a both collector appeal, casual appeal as well. That's the perfect storm, sometimes for a rebound. And hey, if you like content like this and it helps you save money and win more games, hit that subscribe button. I post Gundam TCG market breakdowns, deck techs, and gameplay every single week. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into what I'm talking about. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Magical Meta website. It's actually a really cool tool that allows you to see snapshot information. So shout out to Gigabyte who created this. I'll have his channel in the description. Go ahead and give him a like. What I really like about this tool is that you can actually filter out a bunch of stuff and you can set a date range. So for me, I like looking at the last 30 days, sometimes the last 7 days. But for me, the idea is I like seeing these sections. It quickly gives me a quick overview. Okay, what are your top gainers and decliners all across the value? So anything over $20, anything between 5 and 20, and anything under $5. So I actually really like this. This actually gives me an idea. Okay, I need to go look at some of these cards. Are they going to continue to tank? Is it something happening? It gives me a good snapshot. But if you really want to really get into in-depth, you need to go to TCG Player. Guys, if you've never been to TCG Player, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to go to more products. You're going to go to Gundam card game. You're going to go here to new type Rising. You hit shop now. And then once you hit shop now, you go shop singles. So what I do, I actually immediately go into the rarity. So I'm going to go to LRs right now. And I'm going to go to high to low. Let's jump into this. You see this? We got this guy. This legendary rare is $2, right? You can get a playset for $8. The dual Gundam. Again, I like red. I have one of these. I can pick up 3 more for $7.50. We don't know if it's actually going to be good next set. There's certain legendaries that are they're probably bad set 1, set 2. Maybe it takes 3 or 4 sets for it to actually be good. But that's why you want to pick them up. My general rule of thumb, if it's under $5, it's a legendary rare, I probably pick it up. It's too cheap not to pick it up. We got the Buster Gundam. Again, I'm a red player. I'm probably going to be picking it up and running it, maybe. The Unicorn Gundam. Again, this is another example. I think if you're running blue, I do kind of like blue, so that's what's difficult because Amaru Ray is pretty busted. And having blue is just a really good color right now, too. So again, you can get Unicorn Gundam Banshee Destroy Mode, a playset for about what it's going to be costing you right around $15. And then also this Justice Gundam, it's costing you around $5. And then we've got the Gundam Aerial Rebuild around, again, that's not under $5, but around $5. Again, that's where I would snatch these up. These cards up top, these are the more expensive legendary rares. There's a reason why, because we know these are in the meta decks, right? There's Kshatriya's in the ping deck, Wing Gundam Zero, which is one of the ramp decks. Some people include Death Sight in that deck. We're seeing the rise of the Unicorn Gundam. There's a green Chars, kind of aggro tempo-based deck. Freedom Gundam, just a solid unit in white, right? So these are your staples, right? So if we let's look at something here. So if we look at Kshatriya, for example, I'm going to look at her. So this is what I do when I look at the card, right? So right now we don't have 3 months of data, so just go ahead and filter down to 1 month, as you can see here. And then what I see here is I kind of look at what the pricing was, right? So at the very dip of her cost, she was $20. But then Gen Con and all those other events came out and she spiked up to almost $40. She doubled in price. But right now, if we see it, she's also on a decline. So if we're looking at this card, this is currently at $23. I'm gonna tell you this, restocks are here. This card is probably gonna drop further. So for me, $20 might be where I consider buying them. If you see this card drop down to like $15, which we can validate because the lowest sell price was $15 when the market was around 20, that's when you snatch up these cards. We know the restocks are coming. When big box retailers like Walmart and Target get restocks, all of these cards are gonna tank. And you know what? Those greedy sellers that are selling booster boxes for $220, they're the ones that are gonna lose out. And you know what? I made a video about that, so go ahead and check it out. It's crazy how some of these stores are still charging so much. They're not providing any kind of incentive to the community. But let's move on. That's just an example. Now let's look at some legendary rares. And I do the same, these are the alternate arts. I do a similar exercise every time I look at. So let's look at the Wing Gundam Zero, right? We'll open it up in a new tab. Okay, so what do I see here? I'm gonna go to the one month, right? So first of all, I'm gonna see he's $80, okay? Right now it's about 80 bucks. I also look at market price. I know some people don't look at market price, they look at the most recent sell. So $80, $79.60, that's 80 bucks. 85 market price. I like market price because it's just an average, because you can see how the market rolls. But if you look at him right now, his peak, he was around $105. So right now he's dropped down to 80. It's about a 20-ish% decline. That to me is still pretty expensive. His lowest price was $79. He's getting there, but he's still pretty expensive. He is a powerful card. He has high maneuver. He's pretty busted. It's a beautiful card, by the way. Let's not get it twisted. But to me, I wouldn't look at buying this one. It's too expensive. Now, let me show you in a card that I will look at. So let's go to Justice Gundam, okay? So we look at Justice Gundam. Justice Gundam peak was $45, okay? 48, almost $50. Right now, it's $23. That's an over 50% drop in market price. We know that the lowest sell price on this card was $15. So when this card dips below $20, that's when I would consider buying this card. And if you do see it drop to $15, that's an immediate buy signal. And that's when you want to go and buy these, because we know that the lowest price ever sold was $15. We also know the highest sell price ever was $51, because we can see it in the metadata here. So these are the things I look at. And it doesn't matter what game it is. This may be Gundam we're talking about, but I do the same thing for Star Wars Unlimited, One Piece, Flesh and Blood, any of the games that I play. I'm actually going to be talking about Riftbound. I'm going to repeat the same exercise in every single game. Let's go ahead and look at the Freedom Gundam. Again, we're looking at Freedom Gundam. Freedom Gundam was peak about $85. It's right now we're looking about 48, but if we look at price right now, it's about $41. So from the peak, we're looking at almost a 50% decline in the price. And this is over the course of a month. We also know that the lowest sell price on this card was $42. We're under that. So this is starting to tell me this is going to be one of the signals that I look at, that this card is going to decline a little bit more. And as more restocks come out, and as TCG, those greedy TCG sellers that are selling boxes for $200, $220, $240, they're gonna have to start slashing their prices. And frankly, if you're let's get this straight, guys, do not buy from them at all. You want the boxes to drop down in price, because as the boxes drop down in price, the legendaries drop down in price, then players can actually get the play sets of the cards they have before set 2 comes out, which is dual impact, because then that's when we're going to see a shift in the market. And this is going to be the way you collect your cards or your play sets before that new wave comes out in September. We just get the starter deck, but after that, and I think a few weeks after that, the actual booster drops. And then we're going to repeat the same process. We're probably going to have low product. It's going to spike up the legendary rares and alternate arts for that set. When product gets resupplied, it's going to calm down. So don't buy from retailers that are selling above MSRP. You're just encouraging high prices. I'm gonna go on. Look, I'm gonna take another example. Let's say Char Gelgog Legendary Rare Plus. So this one is a little bit different. This one started around 34 bucks, dropped down to around $28, then climbed up to around $42. And right now it's sitting at $29. So that is from the peak. It's about a $15 delta right now. So it's about a 33% drop. Again, I'm going to look at the same thing. The lowest sold price was $24. So again, we're not there. We're about $5 off though. We know that the highest sell price was $55. So from the highest to the lowest, that's a 50% drop. That's what we look at. We like 50% drops. That's the information I look at. So if this card gets to 20 bucks, that's an auto buy. If you like Char Gelgog, you want a play set of the alternate arts, it gets to 20 bucks, that's the time you want to scoop in, get your play set for 80 bucks. And I think you have a solid deal. And everyone has this pilot, so it's going to be cool. I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of how I look at the market. So again, shout out to the Magical Meta. If it's actually really, really good. Gives you a great snapshot for everything. But if you really want to look into, you need to go look into the graphs within Gundam in TCG Player, because you really see how it works over time. Also, if you could do me a big favor, use my affiliate code. I have in the description on TCG Player. I get a small commission and just helps the channel out, really. It helps me out a lot. Let me know in the comments, what cards are you interested in, especially alternate arts. Are you interested, or are you thinking about getting? I personally think Justice Gundam and Freedom Gundam are probably some of the best alternate arts to probably pick up. You got to let it drop just a little bit more. I think as the reprints come, those are going to be the good ones. Now guys, I am actually going to be doing another video just like this. We'll be looking at the rares, alternate art rares, commons and uncommons. And again, we'll do the similar exercise just so you can see how I look at when to snag things up like that. Anyways, thank you for your time. Hope you have a good day. Peace.